Hi boys and girls, it's me, Miss Porting. I am so excited to see you. I want you to guess where I'm at right now. I'm in a cave. I am inside of a cave. I'm coming to you live to teach you something new. Now, something you should know about being inside a cave. I'm keeping my voice level down because there are bats inside of this cave. Thousands of bats. Now, something you need to know about bats. Bats are nocturnal. That means that bats sleep during the day. At night, they're active, but during the day, like right now, they are sleeping. So I'm keeping my voice level down because I don't want bats following me around today. And I hope that you don't wake the bats either. So you need to make sure that when you're inside of the cave, your voice level is down because we don't want to wake the bats. Okay? So today, what I want you to do first is I want you to copy my actions. Are you ready? How'd you do? Good job! Awesome! So you just did something very exciting. You just did actions. And the actions that we just did, like snapping and clapping, are a special group of words. They are called verbs. Say that with me. Verbs. I hope you've heard that word before. That's what we're focusing on this week. A verb is an action word. It means that when you are reading a verb, somebody's doing an action or something is doing an action. Today, we are going to use verbs to help us explore this cave. That's right, explore is a verb. It's an action that we're doing. We're going through the cave and exploring. So anytime you hear me use the word explore, I want you to use your hand to look around because we're exploring this cave. Okay, I'm going to give you some instructions, and in just a minute, I'm going to have you turn to your partner, and I want you guys to come up with 4 actions that you think you could do inside of a cave. But first, I have to tell you something very exciting. So I know I just used the word explore, but there's actually a very special word for exploring caves. So a person who explores a cave is actually spelunking. Say that with me. Spelunking. That's right. A person who enjoys walking through caves and exploring caves is actually called spelunking. So anytime you go inside of a cave, you're not exploring, you're spelunking. That's something new that you can take home today. So when I get to 1, I want you to turn to a partner and tell them 4 action words that you could do inside of a cave. 3, 2, 1. Turn and talk. Okay, I hope I have given you enough time to come up with 4 action words that have to do with spelunking inside of our cave. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to give you some words that I've come up with that we can use inside of a cave. Some action words, also known as what? That's right, verbs. Okay, are you ready? When I say them, I want you to help me do the motions. So our first word is going to be spelunking. All right, stand up. Imagine you are spelunking inside of our cave. Look from left to right like you are searching. Search is my next word. We are searching for something. What are we searching for? Maybe it's a bat. Maybe it's really cool cave formations like stalagmites or stalactites. We'll learn more about those coming up. The next word that I want you to act out. Walk. Walk in place. Now, can anybody think why we're walking and not running? That's right, it's dangerous to run in a cave. The floors have a lot of moisture on them, so a lot of wet spots. If you run, you might fall, and you can't see very well in a cave, so you should always walk. Okay, the next word we're going to use, creep. What does it mean to creep? Well, imagine you're tiptoeing, so you're going to creep because you don't want to wake anything. We got to be quiet. And there's a lot of new formations in front of us. We don't want to fall. The next word that we have on our list is climb. You might find yourself inside of a cave where you have to climb. So I want you to climb up the side of the walls. Are you ready for our next verb? I know you are. Your next word is duck. Did you duck? There was a bat flying over your head. Just kidding. But there is a cave formation coming up with low walls, so we have to duck in order to go further inside of the cave. Our next verb is crawl. Sometimes you come to cave openings that are so small and narrow that the only way to get through them is to crawl. But it's important that we do crawl because we can explore more of the cave. So what I want you to do is I want you to get down on your knees and I want you to try and imagine you're crawling through a tight space. But you have to be mindful of the classmates around you and you can't leave your area. All right, stop. While you were on the floor crawling, what I want you to do is I want you to feel. That's my next word. Feel. Miss Porting feels the cave walls around her. I feel the floor. I feel the moisture. Feel is my next verb. Then we have dig. Sometimes inside of caves, scientists will dig to come up with some materials that they can take back to the lab and explore. They can look and see what kind of materials were found in the cave. So I want you to imagine you're digging. So maybe you're using your hands. Maybe you have a shovel. But dig, dig, dig. Our last verb, mine. Now, I know my class talked about this when we read a book class a few weeks ago. And the main character was a miner. That means that they go inside caves, they have pickaxes, and they mine the walls. So mine the walls with me. This time, we're digging for gold. In the old days, a lot of miners would go inside caves and search for gold. And sometimes they found gold. There are so many different actions that we can do inside the cave and every day of our lives. So right now, I want you to do an action for me. Stand up. Walk to your desk. Have a great day. Thanks for exploring the cave with me.